Hey, welcome back, guys. This is going to be your Sunday slash Saturday night edition of all platforms that I have. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and share. A lot of shares on my channel are to my other channels, of course, because not many people are watching. But those of you guys that are watching, thank you very, very much. Still struggling with the polyps, the sinuses. So let's see if we get through today's edition or today's newscast without me having a major sinus attack, which is already happening as we speak. So, without further delay, let's get into the UK. As of, Friday, they had 30,000 people without power for a week. Major winter storm slammed the UK. Northern, let's see, it says, fall intense storm. I think it's northern UK. Anyway, there's 2 people dead, but it was a pretty intense storm that hit those guys. So that's one thing that's happening right now. It's breaking news. The other breaking news is Hawaii's expecting a storm 2. So I think they already had snow, if I'm not mistaken. But as my news feeds pop up, we have to go to YouTube and go through the ads, of course, because here at 45 News Utah and all of my other outlets, we're sponsored by the wind. Yeah, it sucks. That's about all we have.
Identified by researchers in southern Africa, but they point out that doesn't necessarily mean that it originated there. It's more an indication of the region's prowess when it comes to gene sequencing. Despite this, as you've just heard, many countries have imposed blanket travel bans.
Stranded travelers, plunging stock markets, new lockdowns.
I have a huge video I did earlier on this entire subject of how variants move. Maybe we should do that. So let's stop this lady because she's really, we got a no thanks on that. So
call it the Omicron effect.
Just listen for a second.
The variant was first identified by South African researchers. Lab workers running COVID-19 tests started to find cases that didn't match known virus profiles.
Yeah.
So they alerted virologists who studied the virus's composition by sequencing its genes. Yeah. Sequencing is a tool that allows scientists to follow how a virus mutates. That means they analyze genetic material by reading its components, each one like a letter of the alphabet. South Africa has highly advanced sequencing labs, a legacy of the HIV and tuberculosis. Downside, many countries instituted travel bans.
All these people that you see, I'll show you my little drawing I did to give everybody to give you an idea, those that need a little help seeing how this variant moved and how the Delta variant moved and how the novel coronavirus spread across the planet, and look at where we're at today because of Wuhan and the 20,000 people fled the city. Once they said there's going to do lockdowns, they gave people time to leave the city. That puts us to the place in history or in time where we're at. And we're talking $11 trillion later, massive kleptocratic theft of future wealth to kickstart an economy that had crashed. Global markets are a scam. It's been the largest theft in human history has happened in the past 2 years due to the outbreak that left Wuhan, China, by 2,000 people fleeing it without locking people down that actually spread the variant, not those your neighbors or your coworkers or the unvaccinated or whatever. Whichever way you stand on that, it's people that move the virus to other places. Now people say, well, like Brandon said, or Biden, whatever you want to call him, he says, well, it doesn't really matter because you're going to get it anyway. Saying it's Fauci, well, it does matter because if it was Ebola, you would have stopped it in its tracks, but yet you'd laxly let it spread, including a variant. And that's just stupid. That's, you can't tell that to people who lost loved ones. You really can't, because if you say, well, if they died of Ebola, they die of a variant, Delta variant, they still were killed by something that you let come out of India without immediately locking down India. India found the Delta variant. No flights should have been out of India. Contact trace every plane that landed throughout the world people should have been pulled off the planes, put in quarantine, and tested. And we wouldn't be where we're at today. It would be more like China. But that's, China has the ability to lock people up and nobody really cares. And like if you watch the videos from the Wuhan outbreak, people left their apartments where they actually barricaded them in to keep them in so they wouldn't spread the virus. I mean, well, you don't want to lock down your population like what's happening in Australia and Germany and everywhere else. You know, if you're gonna allow it to spread, who's really to blame? It's a traveler that wants to travel with the possibility of spreading a deadly variant to other individuals. That's called action, reaction, greater or equal. It's going to happen. And so those that took that step that said, I'm going to get on a plane, I'm leaving in an infected area, are the ones actually to blame for spreading the variants, because it's called host, leaves an area and travels another and infects other people. It's just common sense, but it's always being flipped. Everything's being flipped, just like about how deadly the Omicron variant is, how deadly the Delta variant was, how deadly the novel coronavirus, how deadly the alpha, omega, 3 acid, whatever that they call the other variants was. I mean, at first they talk it down to save their bottom line, just like in South Africa. The airlines are freaking out. We can't have this, can't lose all that taxpayer future money that we stole to stop the spread of a variant, which would have been quite easy. South Africa's trying to pawn it off on another country, but just like here in Utah, we have the first cases here, and it was a person that traveled from South Africa. So, I mean, their genetics, their genome, whatever, is good. They're finding the difference in the variant, but it was nothing spectacular. It's literally, they see different symptoms that tested, unlike the U.S. that's lagging in that sense, because they really just, as you notice, since prior to Thanksgiving Day, the 19th, and up until Thanksgiving Day, they really didn't put any travel bans in or stop the variant from spreading until the following Monday, and that gave time for those individuals to travel. So, they're finding it with South African travelers now. It's into the population in New York, just so everybody knows. So these people that are traveling, I mean, that if you look, you got to say, is this person, is it that important for these people to leave an infected area? You got to start thinking about outbreak. No, it's not. You don't leave the area until you get a negative test. Then you quarantine, and then you get negative test again. Everybody off that plane gets tested because you could have possibly exposed it to everybody. But they should have never allowed anybody. If they're so advanced, why'd they leave anybody out of, or allow anybody to leave? South Africa. It's not rude. It's not, this isn't picking on anybody or calling anybody names. This is saying common sense is when you have another Delta variant possible, you just don't let anybody out of there until they're tested. And then we don't have to worry about testing your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers, firing people, doctors losing their jobs, nurses losing their jobs. You just don't do that. That's how this works. And that's how you stop viruses. People have to start realizing 2 years of lockdown, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. So I got to get these papers arranged, because I was making a funny video prior to this, and I'm going to do it again. So let's do another rundown, so I don't post my really mean, extremely awesome. You guys are dumb for allowing it to leave South Africa, even though you're touting yourselves as the best scientists the world's ever known. And we have Wuhan 2.0 with the Delta variant, and now with the Omicron transformer variant. Just common sense. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. So just for everybody that needs some kind of stimulation to understand how a virus moves from one place across an ocean to another. Just simple. So these are going to be helpful for some people that have really fought with me online on YouTube. So if you're watching, you go to my YouTube video and I can do this, and they'll allow me to post it. This should give you, Pancake, whatever your name was, an idea how this works. Common sense after 2 years of lockdown and what we've been through to think about this. Okay, first, South Africa, someone gets sick. Oh wait, this is your visual aid. Oh wait, I'm sick. What do I do? What do I do? Oh wait, I'm sick. I don't feel good. So, patient one goes to the doctor. Doctor says, "Oh, hey, I'm finding some crazy stuff here, bro. You need to check this out. With all your genome sequencing technologies, masters of the universe, because it's just you're so exceptional, people in the world that got us in this mess called the scientific community and the World Health Organization." So here we go. Okay, so this is a doctor. This is a lab guy, scientist, the ultra exceptionalist guy. That's just the exceptionalism happens everywhere. Sorry, guys, South Africa, you're just not the most exceptional people in the world. We're fighting an outbreak. Okay, just remember that. Exceptional people stop other people from dying. That's what happens. Stop other people getting infected. Stop harm, strife, and death. That's called heroes. Unlike Omicron, the transformative shit had never happened. So we're going to label it as. So, I'm a scientist. So, science is like, wow, look what I found in my beaker. And looks like, my little magnifying thingy. Oh, crap. What is it? What is it? Oh, it looks different. Oh, it's different. Oh, it's the Omicron variant. Oh, no, it's all those spike proteins all over. It's like the sun, but, man, it's all over. There's 32 of these mutations. It couldn't happen because it's almost scientifically impossible for that type of mutation to happen inside the human body in a short amount of time. It would take, like, years for the virus to mutate a zillion people to go through, but it did. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Gets on the phone, starts calling everybody. Start telling everybody we're in trouble. There, we found a variant here. What are we gonna do? So the news comes on. Oh, big frowns, but possibly, maybe not contagious. Maybe it's contagious. It's contagious, highly contagious, possibly highly contagious. Mild symptoms, not mild symptoms. Children are being infected, 5 and under at a disproportionate rate. We got to do certain things to stop this. This is what we got to get this done. Everybody's got to get this. Everybody's got to get this done because we're the news. It's not bad. It's bad. It's not bad. It's bad. That's the news. Bobbleheads, stock market crashes for a day. Creates a huge buying block for the ultra kleptocratic investment firms, all the insaniacs that run the world. That stole the finances, that stole the money. Oh, see, that's loud. There's a lot of things coming through. So now we visual aid again. So now this breaks all across the world on like the Thanksgiving Day, but it actually broke out on the 19th. So well, whatever. That was the 19th, but they start telling everybody on Thanksgiving Day. Then it's like, okay, well that's just like here, just like in that video there. There's people all waiting in line. They're the hosts. They're the infected. They're like, this is the same thing. This is like an airplane here, and there's people waiting to take the schedule of flights, and their ticket catcher right there, and it's like, walk to the door. That's how you get on the airplane to go fly. And this lady over here, she's like, her husband's like dragging a little, the luggage for some reason. I need to go home, she says. She's got to go home because it doesn't matter. She's, we don't know yet. This is breaking out. You guys shouldn't be traveling. Don't get a PCR test before you leave to get on planes. Got to flee like Wuhan 2.0 in India. Oh, wait, I'm special. So what? That's the other guy, the other lady there. She's like, I don't care if I am patient 1 in Utah and I infect a bunch of people and cause death and strife throughout the world. It's going to be the guy in the restaurant that his mask drops below his nose and you guys throw him out. That's what it is. Or you have to show something to get to be in public in some parts of the world now. But it's not these people by any means, because they're like, hey, it's my kid's birthday party. My kid's birthday. I got to leave South Africa because it's my kid's birthday. And even though I might be a host to infect, millions of people with a new variant, whether it's somewhat deadly, not deadly, more transmissible, not transmissible, we don't know yet. By the time that information comes in, who cares? Because should be standard protocol. PCR test, maybe get on a plane, shut down international travel. Tell you everybody's tested before they move the virus. But you already get it anyway, said Fauci. Yeah, that's how that first. Let's say they said Wuhan. Look where we're at now. Nice job, guys. This guy over here, like, I'm feeling sick. You got this guy over here, and this lovely narration I drew with a pen, and said, I'm sick, and I don't care. I don't care. Really, he says, but I'm selfish. I'm selfish because he doesn't care. Because now he's he's patient one to, the Netherlands. That they're saying it came from the Netherlands to South Africa, which I don't see it going across the Netherlands anywhere else, because they're finding South Africa and those people are turning infected. And if it's the other way around, then it was a great test run. I'm sorry, South Africa, you may have been the Ponzi, but we need to start really acting like, this is serious. Just acting like it. So anyway, so that's the narration. So everybody boards the plane. This happens in UK, wherever a new variant breaks out, it's like UK variant, just same thing. So they're on the plane now. There's Africa, okay. So it's like outbreak area, okay. This beautiful narration, and this plane's going this way, that plane's going that way. They're gonna layovers. They're gonna stop all over and get out and blow their nose and maybe have a slight head cold because they have been vaccinated. And as they fly across, this beautifully drawn, depicted, I'm flying across the world to spread the variant. Patient number 1, the monkey and outbreak. I'm with stupid airlines. That's the airlines. I'm with stupid airlines. Okay, because we bailed those guys out to spread viruses apparently. Because now they're going to say PCR tests, but that's kind of like trying to put the house that's on fire out with gasoline, because you're too late, but still do it because you already dropped the ball apparently horribly, which is we got to figure something out here, because it's just I can see it. So here comes this beautiful depiction of America, and we wonder how this got from over here to there. And, to the airplane, leaving the African continent to here. Well, the airplane landed, here with the hosts on the plane, and then, they got off. And we're here, yeah. Yay. Not the coworker that isn't jabbed, or the, the person that is a healthcare worker that got their teeth kicked in, why a huge portion of the population hid in their basement, and the essential workers were told to go die. If it's just the flu, bro, just the flu, bro. How many of us died over just the flu? That ain't them that's doing that. That's not them. That's the unvaccinated going into a pub. That's real hosts, real infected people. These are really actually dangerous people. They're not you're all vaxxed, double, triple vaxxed, jabbed, whatever, and I haven't got vaxxed, but I had the virus. These are actually, and they don't have a mask on, and so everybody's like attacking them. These are actually the movers and the shakers of an outbreak, because they had to get home, because the people that die after patient 1 in Nebraska or California or Utah infects other people, patient 1's responsible for that, and governments and the CDC and the World Health Organization for being complete morons and acting insane, doing the same thing over and over again, expect different results. That's what insanity is. So here they are now. It's like visual aid time. To understand how this happened. And why lockdowns come in, and everybody has to do more vaccinations, more jabs, more boosters. All the strife caused from this. But leaving a centralized area, whether or not it did happen the other way, but we don't really know. But it's pretty much coming out of South Africa. So this guy over here is like, this is my unvaccinated coworker's fault. They got the Omicron variant because it was the unvaccinated coworker's fault. And this guy over here is like, if only I'd had 2 boosters, if I'd only had the 2 boosters, the person that infected them that was on this plane, that flew out of South Africa, infected, these people standing there, that have to get home. They're on their vacation, across the planet after 2 years of hell and, being locked down and not being able to go to your any to the store or anything without being double masked or herded through little corral style stuff through Walmart. it all started with Wuhan with this type of scenario. They are the ones responsible for this, not the other people. It's actually them. And we should put blame where blame lies, because like, I'm sick. Those unvaccinated, she said. These are real stick figure people saying that, so YouTube, Facebook don't kick me. That's what they said. Not me personally. Personally, I'd rather get jabbed until I look like a porcupine on the inside. Because I know that I trust the science. Unlike this is really actually Darwin's theory and actual science, facts. How these people all got sick was I don't know, patients one that left the infected area. I mean, just saying visually, following the science, it's infected people from an infected area crossing the planet that actually cause the death and strife of others that have caused all this hell. It's just plain simple. It's not a joke. It's not mean. It's not cruel. It's just that if you want to get mad at somebody, you want to, you should have a talk with your friends and neighbors, and we should fire everybody, and we should go do this, and just like in the show Outbreak. What Dustin Hoffman does save an entire community, because he does find the host, which they'll never find the host of the Wuhan virus, because the novel coronavirus, because apparently it could jump from a bat or a pangolin to a human, and now it could jump to deer, dogs, giraffes, lions. It can mutate 31 times or so, all at once on spike protein mutations, which is, huge. I mean, but realistically, it had to be, gain of function just to get it a human from a bat, because it just didn't really, it couldn't bind to the human cell. It was harmless to humans, but somehow it did. Somehow now it bound to dogs. And how is this all happening? So, theory I have on the whole subject is, this person here probably knew they were sick. And that person's not to blame. It's the person that left South Africa, knowing that they risk the health of the world if it's another Delta variant. Because prior to all the bobblehead spins, prior to all everybody just like, oh yeah, this and that, we shouldn't be picking on South Africa. Why shut down we shut down the entire world's economy before this. Hello. Look what happened with Delta. But they had compromised immune system, pre-existing illnesses. Not one life's worth this. Not one life is worth a tourist season in South Africa. So if people are going to die in South Africa, right? That's what we're going to do. So we're going to trade, economic death to viral death. Where are we going to? It cost us $10 trillion. Right around maybe 11. We got our $2 million Build Back Better bill too, going through. The Democrats are cramming down our throats as massive kleptocrats. Even has a vape tax in there. It's going to be loads of fun. Loads and loads of fun. But they're able to pass these bills because of the outbreak. Before this, we were on the right track. And then all of a sudden, everything unless you've been living in a cave, apparently you haven't been paying attention if you think that any of this is not true. The largest theft in human history has happened. The stock markets have made more money than they've ever made in the history of anything. This is not a joke. This is serious. So, if they don't get this under control, the WHO, it's supposed to be in control of this. How are they supposed to control Ebola? Because we're afraid to offend people now, right? We can't shut down a country's air travel so people can go wee. If this was Ebola, half of you guys would be dead in a matter of time. If this turns into Ebola type, which is being flung out there, but I remember death by a billion cuts is what's happening anyway. A million cuts with the spike proteins inside your body. from the virus. It's deadly. They're deadly, and other stuff. But where do we know how's this going to end? I mean, this virus could come out of South Africa. It could just fix it all, turn to the common cold, and a mild illness would be better. But what I'm hearing out of South Africa is 5 and under kids are being infected disproportionately. In an unvaccinated, 30% of society is vaccinated, and that's only with one jab, no boosters, stuff like that, maybe a few boosters, but it is attacking kids. And remember, we do not want the virus to attack children. That's what was happening with the Spanish flu outbreak. It went after kids. They gave them aspirin, and they created Rye syndrome. That's where we got the don't give your child aspirin when they have a fever, because it causes Rye syndrome. But remember what the Spanish flu did. If you don't, you should be looking that up. Now, that virus ended. It did its loop around the world in 2 years, and it was done. It disappeared. It stopped. People stopped traveling. People stopped moving the virus. And it just died out. Just like we did before this happened. Before Delta came out of India. It's like I said in my other videos. Before Delta came out of India, we were winning. The immune response from the vaccinated and unvaccinated that were already infected was kicking some butt. 100 cases in Utah, 90 cases in Utah a day. People weren't dropping like flies. Delta came out of India. That is all the fault of the world's governments, the WHO, and our Centers for Disease Control. They should all be fired immediately. Those that were worried about financial repercussions with our fake money that they stole, our future debt dollars, should be imprisoned for allowing it to come out of India. And not chasing down contact. So you contact trace and chase down and quarantine people that are traveling internationally, that are crossing borders. You have to do a stopgap, just like in a war. We're supposed to be in a war against COVID. We better start acting like it. You don't lock down your country, your society. You stop it from crossing your borders. And Fauci saying it doesn't matter, it's going to come anyway, is a liar. China has locked its borders down. They're doing their stuff normally. Very few cases. Why? Because they locked their borders. All international travel, 14-day quarantine. PCR tests, punish South Africa with the no flights, because they're the ones that should have PCR test everybody the day they found that thing before they got out of South Africa. Get on a plane would have cost them a few, $100,000 to do that. Rapid test, Brandon should have paid for it. I don't care if Joe Biden stepped in and paid for the damn test. Look where we're at now because of Wuhan. Are we having fun yet? Look where we're at because of the Delta variant come out of India. But no, let's lock down everybody, Let's attack people for certain beliefs. Let's just kick all of our nurses out that will do certain things. Let's fire our doctors. Let's, the essential workers are out there doing the jobs that the huge portion of the population didn't do, was told to run and hide. Let's just make sure we cram them really hard down. Just cram everything down their throats and kick them in the butt on the way out and just say good luck. Or we could be actually intelligent human beings, like South Africa is saying they're the best ever on this, and PCR test the people before they leave an infected area. Be set up immediate responses in every country. Test. Find the variants. And if the globe doesn't stand together right now, we don't all just stand together and say, listen, Brandon's passing $2 trillion in Build Back Better. All these countries are just breaking their financial systems, lying the whole way to the bank, laughing as their buddies are getting rich. Stop paying their buddies with stocks and lies and kickbacks and funded organizations that cause strife and division amongst us. We should be actually getting together and saying, where's our outbreak team? Where's our Ebola teams? We need to be ready to test, PCR test everybody that gets on an international flight. Now they're going to start doing it, but it's always too late. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. This isn't rocket science. Maybe overly educated people don't get it. Or maybe, just maybe, the devil's advocate. There's a whole lot of money being made. A whole lot of it. While you're paying your taxes, bebopping around, living in 5 or 6 people to a house, You know, wonder why everything's going up, why they're just laughing the entire time. Who are they? They are the 1%, it's actually 1.5%, that has actually just made triple, my video the other day, made more money than they've ever made in the history of everything. And that's your money they made. That's your taxes when you look at your paycheck and go, what? That's when you go buy something and there are all these taxes everywhere. They are doing this. Not you. Not your neighbor. Not, an unvaccinated person. They cause this. They allow this. Because devil's advocate, it's all about their money, not yours. Or your life. It's all what they can get as fast as they can get. And I hope I'm not right on any of this stuff, because I feel like this is going to get a lot worse. Because they're drunk on stimulus debt dollars, the futures of our children. Drunk, seriously drunk on it. And they're drunk on power. And if we haven't learned from the great reservation systems, America implemented that Hitler was so happy to try to model his Holocaust, problem with the Jewish people after the American Indian problem. Think about that. Are you going to stand for these people and back them and be like, hey, the government? Or are you going to look at the situation and go, why are we trusting you people? Literally. You take, spend, and your buddies get richer and richer and richer. Your lobbies lobby us to do exactly what they want us to do, not the voice and will of the people. Stop the show. We got to stop this before, if this isn't going to be, this new Omicron variant isn't going to be something we don't ever want to see in our children, which it's looking like in South Africa, then there will be another variant. And it will come. And it ain't probably going to be nice like this, because guess what? It's gaining the ability to affect and mutating at a rate that, and affecting animals, deer and giraffes and everything. Never a good sign. Anyway, thanks for watching. 32.23 minutes. I might have been shut off on Facebook, but because I'm over the limit. But there's my take on all this. I couldn't get through the Omicron variant. I had to give you guys it's not talking to my friends and all you guys that send me stuff and all you guys that are in the know, just so everybody knows that. It's not my family, friends, and all you viewers. It's just in case somebody on YouTube that I talk to, can't get it through their head. Just running a PR campaign for stocks, their bottom line, their cash that they stole anyway. That's all fake fiat currency spread across the world from the taxpayers in America. You're not going to get out of this. You're not going to keep your profits going, because the devil will come to breakfast. It's all going to come crashing down. Every action has an equal or greater reaction. And it'll come around. Like Jen Pizaki says, let's circle back. Well, it's going to circle back and bite you right where it hurts. Have a great night, guys. Got to get the news done next. Thanks for watching.